ago. Not so long ago, I was invited to share in a revival setting in Madison, West Virginia. You probably never heard of it. Hard to find on the map. Don't know if you can get there from here. I finally arrived, sleep deprived, went across the mountains, under the trestle, finally arrived, saw the coal train running, and the pastor met me on Saturday night for dinner and said, "Brother Randy, our church is small and we're glad you're here. We really need revival." I said, "It's not about numbers, it's about individual souls." Now you can say that. You can say that. You're scheduled to preach Sunday morning, Sunday night, Monday and Tuesday, and got to be in another city on Wednesday. And Sunday morning, I got there early, and I was the first one there. And long about church time to start, I was the only one there. And I said to the pastor, "Is there anybody else coming?" He said, "Oh, they'll be along shortly." And we had a big crowd that morning. We had 5. We preached our heart out. God moved, because it's not always about the number, but it is about what's inside that'll... I thought, God, I don't know why I'm here, but you know. Sunday night, we had a record crowd of that revival. There was 6 there. 6 people were there. I make no light of it. At the end of the service, we're ministering to a lady up front to receive healing or something that she needed from God. And I didn't realize that all of the 6 were not normal attenders. There was no guest welcome. There was no recognition of who normally was not there. Little did I realize that one of the people that was there was not their normal church. And as we were praying for that lady, I'm not talking about beg, plead, tear-jerking invitation, "Would you please come?" I'm not talking about just as I am. I'm not talking about something that would cause someone to be emotionally stirred. I'm talking about the love of a father that draws in a lost sheep, a lost coin. I saw a man get up from the back of that church. He ran like the place was on fire, dove in the altar. Literally with such emotion, he began to cry out to God that don't want to gross you out tonight, but I began to grab tissues, because not only were there tears streaming down his face, but there was mucus. I thought, "Dear Lord, what is wrong?" I got down beside him. I said, "Sir, what is your name?" He said, "My name is Cecil." I noticed the raspiness in his voice, and realizing that something obviously wasn't right, I said, "Cecil, what is God doing for you tonight?" He said, "God is saving me tonight." At the end of that service, that man stood up. And he said, "I came down this road." Now, folks, understand, this church is at a dead-end street. You're looking up 2 mountains. You're surrounded by mobile homes. You couldn't find it with a GPS system and a lot of prayer. This had to be God. He said, "I came down this way, was turning around at the dead end, and something said to me, 'Why don't you just go in?' Because the doctors told him he only had a short time to live." And as he stood up that night, in Madison, West Virginia, there were no cameras, there were no lights, there was no big crowd, but there was a Father, and there was angels rejoicing, and there was people dancing, because a lost sheep had come home. That's what it's all about. The love of the Father is undescribable, inexplicable, and undeniable. He'll reach where nobody else can reach. I've come to realize, for God so loved the world that He gave. He gave. His giving exemplifies for us the need for us to also give. You see, things are happening. Your pastor is much better versed at telling you. More traveled than I, more seasoned than I. But in the 20-plus countries of the world that I have been in, I can tell you, God is on the move. I must tell you that things are not sliding backwards. We are not losing the battle in spite of the latest reports. Someone said to me recently, "Do you think Jesus is coming soon?" I said, "Absolutely." Not because of what I saw on CNN or read on the front page of the Miami Herald or the Tampa Tribune or the Orlando Sentinel, but because I've read the book. Jesus said, "This gospel shall be preached for a witness unto all nations." That means people groups in the Greek, 60,000 different people groups in the world today. Let me excite you tonight. Let me give you the good news. There's less than 400 of those 60,000 that are yet to be penetrated with the gospel. And very well this year, we could penetrate over half of those. Don't tell me Jesus isn't coming soon. He's coming soon, because this gospel is making inroads around the world. For God so loved the world that He gave.